Have you ever been offered a promotion you absolutely did not want? Well, Shrek knows that feeling all too well. After the happily ever after of the second movie, things in Far Far Away get a little complicated. King Harold, Fiona's dad, croaks, literally, he's a frog and his time is up. But with his last breath, he names his successor, Shrek. Now imagine Shrek, our favorite swamp-loving ogre, as king, polished shoes, royal decrees? Endless boring meetings, it's his worst nightmare. He tries to get out of it, but the royal council insists. There's only one loophole: find the other heir mentioned by King Harold. A guy named Arthur Pendragon. So, Shrek, Donkey, and Puss in Boots set off on a grand quest. Their mission: find this mysterious Arthur and convince him to take the crown so Shrek can go back to his beloved swamp. They leave a pregnant Fiona behind, who's not exactly thrilled about her husband running off, but she understands. He's just not cut out for the royal life. Their journey takes them to a medieval high school, Worcestershire Academy. And who do they find? Artie, a scrawny, awkward teenager who's the laughingstock of the entire school. He's bullied, picked on, and definitely not what you'd call king material. When Shrek tells him he's the next king of Far Far Away, Artie is ecstatic. This is his ticket out of Loserville, but the excitement doesn't last long. On the boat ride back, Donkey and Puss accidentally let slip all the responsibilities and dangers that come with being king. Assassination attempts, public speaking, the crushing weight of an entire kingdom on your shoulders. Artie panics. He tries to take control of the ship, which, of course, ends in disaster. They crash on a remote island and Artie is furious. He accuses Shrek of just trying to use him to avoid his own responsibilities. Back in Far Far Away, trouble is brewing. Prince Charming, still bitter about not getting his happily ever after, rallies all the fairy tale villains. Captain Hook, the evil queen, Rumpelstiltskin, and a whole army of baddies take over the kingdom while Shrek is away. They storm the castle, and Fiona, along with Queen Lillian, Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Rapunzel, are forced to escape through a secret passage. These princesses aren't your typical damsels in distress, though. Fiona tries to rally them to fight back, but they're all stuck in the wait for a prince to save us mindset. It's frustrating, but Fiona is determined. They end up getting captured anyway, but not because they didn't try. And we discover a shocking betrayal. Rapunzel was on Charming's side all along, in love with him and his glorious hair. On the island, Shrek and Artie are at a standstill. Shrek, feeling guilty, finally opens up. He talks about his own fears, how everyone always judges him for being an ogre, and how that's made him push people away. He's afraid of being a king, but more than that, he's terrified of being a father. He doesn't think he'll be a good one. This moment of vulnerability connects them. Artie, who was abandoned by his own father, understands. Their heart-to-heart is interrupted when they're attacked by Captain Hook and his pirates, sent by Charming. But they're saved by Artie's old wizard teacher from the academy, Merlin. Merlin is a bit eccentric. His magic is rusty, but he manages to teleport them back to Far Far Away. The spell goes slightly wrong, though, and Puss and Donkey switch bodies. Seeing Puss's big, soulful eyes in Donkey's body is just as hilarious as you'd imagine. They arrive just in time for Prince Charming's big show. He's putting on a play where he'll slay the beast, Shrek, and win the kingdom. Shrek is chained up on stage and Charming is hamming it up for the crowd. Artie, seeing Shrek in trouble, decides it's time to step up. He grabs a sword and gives an inspiring speech to the villains. He tells them that just because people treat you like a villain doesn't mean you have to be one. You can choose your own path. His words resonate with them. The villains, tired of being outcasts, throw down their weapons and decide to turn good. The plan works, but Charming is furious. In a final act of spite, he lunges at Artie with his sword. Shrek breaks free from his chains and takes the blow for Artie. It looks bad, but the sword just gets stuck between Shrek's arm and his side. He wasn't seriously hurt. Shrek then lifts Charming up, and Dragon, who swoops in with Donkey and the Dronkeys, knocks a tower over, and it comes crashing down on Charming. The crown literally lands at Artie's feet. With Charming defeated, Artie accepts the crown. He proves to be a wise and fair ruler, a true king, and Shrek, he finally gets to go home. He returns to the swamp with Fiona, just in time for the arrival of their ogre triplets. The final scene shows them at home, a chaotic, messy, but happy family. Shrek, who was so afraid of being a father, is a natural. He's surrounded by love, family, and the stinky, muddy life he always wanted. He didn't need a crown to find his happily ever after. He just needed to embrace who he was all along. And that's the story of how Shrek dodged being a king and became a dad instead. It's a hilarious and heartwarming reminder that sometimes the best titles are dad and mom. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more movie deep dives.